I've been thinking a lot about my failed attempt last year to try to reach out to everyone on a weekly basis with some ideas or thoughts or other kinds of ways to provoke some self-reflection both in myself and among us as teachers. And I started off with the possibility of trying to do something. And I think I tried to just make it too formal, and then things sort of progressed with a lot of things happening at school in the fall, and I just realized I couldn't keep that up. And then, of course, COVID-19 happened, and it was like, what's the point? So I thought that I would try again, and this time I'm going to just try to do something a little more informal, just to sit down and talk. But maybe it won't all come from the same location. Sometimes I may share a thought in one spot and then come back and expound upon that thought in another spot. So one of the things that I wanted to try to do was make this very informal. I started to put this video series together in our hotel room because we're obviously displaced from our home at the moment. And I was getting the lighting set up and the microphone set up and all of that. And then I decided, I don't want to do this. I don't want this to be professional development. I want this to be a conversation. And I didn't want it to wait until school started. I wanted to have a conversation this summer while it matters. One of the things that I tried to do when I was doing the Walk and Talk series was I tried to pick one topic and keep my discussion to 5 minutes. I failed miserably at doing that. Most of my talks wound up being 7, 8, 9 minutes long, some 12, 13 minutes. So my goal with this is to keep this to 5 minutes. Now, my intro is 8 seconds, so 5 minutes and 8 seconds. And if I find that I'm going too long over that, because I tend to rattle on and on and on at times, then I have the option to go back and refilm something or try to get my thoughts more succinct. And so my goal is not to interrupt your day any more than I have to. I think for me, one of the things that I had enjoyed for many years was running a blog. And I would write to try to share things that I was sort of reflecting on. The blog would be a way for me to sort of work through ideas in my head and get them out online. And it really never mattered to me if anybody read it or not. It was sort of a journal to myself. And maybe this video series will be that. I have several things sort of percolating in my head, and I feel like I need a vehicle to talk them through. And so if nothing else, I will have wonderful conversations with this camera, and we'll go from there. But I hope that you will join me, and together we can share some conversations about education. One other major difference between this series and way back in the Walk and Talk series a couple of years ago, when I did that series, I did those primarily for the teachers at my school, and I uploaded the videos and kept them unpublished for sometimes a week before I would open it up to the public. And this time, it's just going to be public from the get-go. It is still going to be geared more directly to things that pertain to things going on in my school with our students and our teachers. But hopefully, there'll be enough generality about it that it will appeal to most educators. So I hope that you'll join me on this trip, and we'll see you next week.